Hey everyone, this is Grizzly907LA. This is going to be a redo of my bike update video. When I did the first video, it's quite noisy. It's noisy, but it's not as noisy as it was when I did the original video. And plus, I got a little bit out of control even for me. I was in a bad mood that day, and maybe I shouldn't be doing videos when I'm in a bad mood. So I'll try to keep this one a lot shorter and do a better job of just getting the facts out. So let's get started. I've had the GMC Denali Road Bike now for roughly 2 months. The straight skinny, the bottom line up front, and the real poop is that it is one of the best bikes for its value. I paid $200 in total for the GMC Denali Road Bike. That included shipping. It included the outrageous California sales tax, and whatever other processing things that needed to be done. Now I could have gotten the bike on Walmart for $159 plus tax and 97-cent shipping. However, I wanted the black and silver scheme, but they did not have that at Walmart, so I paid more for the one off of Amazon. As I said, best bike for the value. Contrary to what the bike snobs say, it is not a death trap on wheels. It's a great, awesome, super awesome everyday bike for commuting, for riding around, and I'll dare say for training. You know, I'm fairly certain that if you put the right parts on it and drop some cash into it, you could turn this bike into a decent racing bike. There's a guy, he has a blog that's called Affordable Road Bikes Review.com. And I'll put the link in the description section for y'all. And in one of his comments, he said that he dropped 12. I think it was either an extra $1,200 or including the cost of the bike, $1,200, and he basically tore the bike down and then rebuilt it with lightweight parts in. He claimed that he got the bike down from a weight of 30 pounds to 18 pounds, and in total he spent $1,200. He also stated that for a bike of comparable value would have been $3,000. So in essence, he saved $1,300. And basically, what he did is he tore the bike down and put all lightweight components on it: carbon fork, carbon seat post, changed the derailleurs, changed the cranks, etc., etc., and and the handlebar, and he got the weight down significantly. I mean, an 18-pound bike is nothing to sneeze at. If you want to get any lower, then you're really going to have to start dropping some serious dollars. But getting back to what I was saying, the bike is a very good everyday bike. It's good for commuting. It's good for training. And look at it this way. The bike is 30 pounds as it is. Say you're training on a 30-pound bike, and this is your training bike, and your body and your muscles acclimate to riding this 30-pound bike at a high rate of speed. Just imagine what's going to happen when you climb on that 15-pound to 18-pound carbon frame road bike. Man, you're going to shoot off like a rocket. So, in my opinion, it's a great trainer. It's a great everyday bike. It's like the person that has a Honda that he commutes to work in. $15,000 Honda, runs well, not the high-tech fancy parts like a BMW or a Mercedes or whatever. And then he uses his fancy cars, Mercedes or Porsche, whatever car he has, as his car to go to special events with. But he rides a Honda to work every day because he figures, well, if I get in a wreck in the Honda, I'm out 15 grand, but if I get in a wreck out in the Porsche, I'm out a lot more. And it's the same philosophy I'm using for this bike. I live in downtown LA. I live in Skid Row to be exact. I've done a video on it. Skid Row, LA's inner city slum. And if this bike gets stolen, which I hope it doesn't happen, I'm out $200. If I had like a $500 or $800 bike, or like bikes I've had in the past which ran up to $1,200, I would be in a lot of pain. I'd be really, being asked out $200 is nothing compared to being asked out $800 to $1,200 or more. The wheels are nutted, meaning they don't have quick releases, but that's not a problem because all I have to do is lock my bike up with one kryptonite lock, and I don't have to run a cable lock through the wheels and go through the gymnastics of taking off the front wheel and attaching it to the back and yada yada yada. So that's the bottom line up front. I'll repeat it once again. Great everyday bike, great commuter. I love the way it rides. I love the way it feels. I've ridden other bikes, and you know what? And I've spent a lot more on other bikes. You know, like I said, I've had the $1,200 mountain bike. I've had the $800 bikes, and this one so far, maybe it's because I'm getting old and senile, or if it's just the truth, is that this bike has been the most comfortable ride I've ever had. I was worried at first about the drop bars, but the drop bars are not that big of a deal. They're really easy to get used to, even getting in the drops. And, you know, when you get in the drops, your speed goes up. So that's it. Like I said, great bike. If you're looking for a commuter, if you're on a budget, you know, I say get this GMC Denali. I'm going to talk about some suggestions now of what to do with the bike when you do get it. If you can swing it, if you have the extra money, take it to a bike shop, spend like $60 or $70 extra, and have them tear the bike up, down to the brass tacks, repack all the bearings, lube, grease, adjust everything. You know, make it nice and shiny, and you'll be in good shape. But I absolutely do suggest, unless you could do this yourself, is that you get a safety check, meaning you get the brakes and the gears adjusted. It is so important to get these brakes and gears adjusted, because if you read some of the reviews on Amazon, a lot of negative reviews come from the fact that they bought it at Walmart or Amazon, and let's face it, that poor guy working in a Chinese slave factory doesn't really give a rat's rear end about whether the gears are adjusted or everything's properly lubed and set up properly. Neither does the slack-jawed pothead making minimum wage working at Walmart. For the most part, I'm sure there are exceptions that should go without saying. So it's incumbent upon the person buying this bike to either take it in and get it adjusted, or to do it yourself if you have the tools and the know-how. And you know what? And once you get it adjusted and it's riding the way you want, you know what? It's a great bike. It's awesome. Let's see, what else do I got here on my little checklist? That. Also, replace the brake pads. The brake pads will stop, but it's been my experience is that you need a running start, and you need to stop it really slowly when you use the stock brake pads. You can get a really good set of brake pads from anywhere from $10 to $30. $30 being on the really high end of things. That will stop the bike in a much safer and quicker fashion. I would also say get a rear view mirror, if you're, especially like me, if you're riding in like a condensed urban environment like downtown LA. Get a front and rear light. They come cheap. You can get some cheapies at Walmart, or you can go whole hog and get the really good ones for top dollar. What I'm using right now is I'm using 2 flashlights. I just recently bought another set. I got 3 sets of flashlights. Don't ask me how that happened, but it did. And I bought these at Home Depot for $15 for the set. And they're made by Defiant. They require 2 AA batteries. They have 3 modes, which is bright, low, and strobe. They take 2 AA batteries, and they give off 120 lumens. And I got some Velcro things that I'm using to attach them to the bike. I'm getting a plastic set of flashlight holders coming in the mail. Hopefully they're a little more sturdier and stable than the Velcro ones, which do work, but you know, I have my minor complaints about them. You know, get a lock. Of course, I recommend getting a kryptonite lock. Don't go cheap on your lock, even for a bike like this. And to be honest with you, you only need a good kryptonite lock because the wheels are nutted. Now, if you decide to upgrade the wheels, which I might do later on down the road, that's if I ever get out of downtown LA, is to you want to get a cable lock as well if you decide to upgrade to quick release wheels. So you can lock them, because people like stealing quick release wheels or anything they can get off the bike. And, well, that's why I don't like the removable seat clamps, but I digress. So let's get to, let's talk about some complaints I have about the bike. And in reality, these complaints don't hamper the ability, don't hamper the safety or performance of the bike. It's just stuff that I gripe about because I'm a perfectionist and I'm nitpicky. I chalk it up to working in IT for 7 years, and also spending 20 years fixing and building computers. So the first complaint, and it goes along with the brake pads, is the brakes. I just don't like the stock brakes that come with them. I mean, all the parts in this bike are inexpensive, but these brakes are just cheap in my opinion. They work, they're safe, but I don't like them, and I don't like them because they don't stay even on the bike. They tend to shift to one side or the other, and I gotta move them around constantly. I don't know if that's because of something I did when I was adjusting the brakes initially, or just their crappy brakes. But for around $60, you can upgrade these brakes to a better set of brakes. And what I'll say is, any upgrade you do to this bike is going to be good. I mean, if you upgrade the brakes, or you you get rid of the revo shifters and put on paddle shifters, or a new handlebar, it's all going to be good. It's gonna make a hell of a difference, and that's the beauty of this. And I'll get into that in a minute. I don't like the brake lever. I'm not too keen on the brake levers either. They work, they're safe, they're stable. However, the little pivot pin in them moves around, and sometimes they'll get recessed into the housing, which is not a big deal. I just pop them back out and readjust the pivot pin, but I don't like doing that because, like I said, I'm nitpicky and I'm a perfectionist. I'm not too keen on the bottom bracket because it's a standard bottom bracket. It's not a sealed one. And since I got some tools now, and once I get my DVD player / recorder for my new PC, I'll shoot a video showing my tool set off. And it's a pretty good tool set. But anyway, I want to replace the bottom bracket with a sealed bottom bracket so I don't have to worry about it and have to be paranoid about clicks and creaks and noises. The pedals. The pedals, the egg beater pedals that come with the bike, they hurt. Because when I'm walking down the train station, or I'm holding the bike, or if I do something clumsy, they tend to want to slam into my ankles, and the metal pedals tend to leave wounds. And I've gotten several wounds on my front ankle, on my front right ankle, and my rear, in the rear part of my ankle. The front part is from carrying it down the stairs at the train station. The back part is when I came down wrong and the pedals just dug right into my back ankle. They're heavy too. And mind you, this doesn't impede the performance or safety of the bicycle. It just sucks having my right ankle pop marked with scars. But I guess chicks dig scars, and if anything, I'll just tell them I got them when I was in the Gulf. Just kidding. Anyway, replacing the pedals, $15 upgrade. I did a video about that. Got resin pedals, been pedaling on them. They seem fine. They're light. They're very lightweight too, and they're slightly bigger than the stock pedals. So here's what I want to do in the future for this bicycle. Is I want to upgrade the brakes, as I said before, and I want to upgrade the brake levers, handlebars, gear shifters, and I want to retape the new handlebars with some spiffier tape. And that, in all reality, I don't need to do any of these upgrades. It's not like it's mandatory or it's do or die. It's just more for my convenience and my aesthetics and the way I want the bike. And this is why I bought the bike, is because I bought a $200 bike total. I have a bike that's after being properly adjusted and checked, that I can ride. It's ready to go on the road. It's ready to pedal. Put many miles on it. And then over time, I can upgrade the bike as I see fit. I take control of basically I'm taking control of my own destiny. And I could have saved money up and bought like a $500 road bike or an $800 road bike, but I didn't want to do that because I didn't feel like delaying gratification of waiting around. So, and I think that's the key appeal for me, at least with this bike, is that I can upgrade as I go. So if I spend $100 on wheels, I 30 to 40 on a new set of handlebars, 15, 145. Okay, we're up to there. Pedals 1500 and 160. Let's do the. I already included the shifters. So what else would I do? That at the moment would probably be pretty much all I really want to do. And for an extra $160 to $180, oh wait a minute, the brakes. So $220 extra. I got the equivalent of a $400 or $500 bike with better components, and I've done it over time, which makes it easier on my bottom line. If I really wanted to and I wasn't living in downtown LA, I'd just do the $1,200 upgrade experiment and see what I can get. But I'm not going to do that because I don't have a need to do that. I'm not going to race. No desire to race whatsoever. I will, as I said before, I will put a link in for affordable road bike reviews, where he talks about the upgrades he did to his bike and how he took the GMC Denali and turned it into a race-worthy contender. In closing, don't let the bike snobs, the weight weenies, the local bike shop pricks, get you down or dissuade you. If you take your GMC Denali road bike into a bike shop and they give you crap, my suggestion you don't have to take is to turn around and walk right out the door and go to a bike shop, or better yet, learn how to do it yourself. Or go to a bike shop that's not going to give you grief, or better yet, learn how to do it to yourself and feel that sense of empowerment. And of course, there's going to be the headaches and the difficulties and the frustrations that go along with doing your own stuff, but in the long run, it will benefit you because you'll have that sense of freedom and liberty that you got this. You could take care of your own stuff. So this is Grizzly 907 LA, still reporting from behind enemy lines. I wasn't going to apologize for the last video, but I am going to apologize for it because I was a little bit out of control. I hope this video is a little bit better and not quite as hate-filled, foul-mouth-filled, and invective-filled as the last one. So take care, everyone, and have a great Sunday. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.